Oh, oh, now we are.
By
Oh, God. Welcome to another podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
number
Start with
six,
it.
presented by our lovely Skype connection, courtesy of our respective Wi-Fi providers. God may.
Good
Fuck,
on you, bro. Thanks for being
I'm
shit.
already fucking set this up.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh no, I just really ballsed up the intro there, but it
That's
doesn't
alright.
matter. 'Cause-
That's a meme like you anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, make sure you're talking into your mic, big boy.
Mate, I am. I'm speaking to it, mate. Don't you worry.
All right. I wanted to start off today's podcast, firstly with a thank you to everyone that's tuning in and respecting the movement. That is our amateur hour podcast. Really decent start to proceedings, I reckon, starting off on YouTube, averaging about at least 150 odd views per ep. Credit to that. Only looking to get better. The big picture is definitely on the way of setting up a studio and getting both of us living together in the later part of the year. All going well, but at this current time, we'll just be amateur hour on Skype talking absolute nonsense, which I wanted to start off today with Matt. I just come to the end of my links can here.
Oh,
It's,
God.
Links New Zealand all day fresh antiperspirant.
No, it's not the right one.
It's
not the links. Done it wrong.
100 grams. I just want to know what body spray or body perfume do you choose to use in this current climate for your hygiene take?
I have a Rexona sensitive, which is what I use. So, yeah, because I have sensitive skin, so it's a bit of such, but it's alright. It does the job. So,
I just showed you.
You have.
So you got sensitive skin, so you choose Rexona sensitive skin. And what sort of I find with Rexona personally, before I ask what flavor it sort of is, Rexona, it is not very good for the skin. I find it makes your skin itch. It's quite sort of gives off a burning kind of sensation. I've only had rough experiences of Rexona.
That's why you use the sensitive, Jake. The sensitive one's way more calm. And I use roll-on too, so I don't use spray.
Look at you.
Doing my bit, mate.
Doing your bit to smell nice, eh? Smell nice for
the fucking cans, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, no, it's good. You know, I need to get a fresh can. I might take up your advice on that and restart with Rexona. Normally Lynx. I was definitely a Lynx Polar guy for a long time, but they seem to have discontinued that brand.
One. If you use Lynx, you have to use Lynx Africa. It's the only one.
That's just a meme, though. I don't want to.
No, it's the only one you should use. Smells the best by a mile.
Make sure you're talking into that mic, big boy, when you're telling me about Lynx Africa. I don't want to miss any single. I don't want to miss any single detail.
I don't know where it goes. It should be here somewhere, hopefully. But
the audio's cutting out a bit, but it's okay.
Thing isn't working. Oh, there we go. Okay, I have got it working.
Fucking hell. You're all over the place. Just set the camera still, young man.
Yeah, it wasn't working before when I tried to work it. I'm trying to get it so that my microphone's not because I've leaned it like that way, so it's face up. And I don't want to break the table. So I'm trying to like angle it and shit.
Oh yes, you're good with geometry that way. No, good. Well, Matthew, today I promised a new segment, which we'll go into later. That's going to be a later part of the episode. We'll go into, if you saw our Instagram self-promotion a couple of days ago. But I wanted to or the main body of the podcast, I was quite keen to give some tips and tricks to the young men and women out there to do with our shared life experiences and a variety of topics. I know that you have plenty of experience in the university debating young man. So I was thinking you give us some tips and tricks. Maybe build like a little self-help journal you could carry around in your wallet for. I'll just go off right off the bat, something that I think you've been good at for a while. Rocking up to a party unannounced, not knowing the host. Yo.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, bro. That one's. I guess I would say I'm all right at doing that.
So you're
I guess it's
so
just confidence. You just. Yeah, it's just all confidence, bro. Like the what?
so you walk through you walk through the front door. You don't know a single soul in there, or you know some people, but you don't know the host, and you're not
Yeah,
invited. What's your go-to move? You've made it through
bro.
the entrance.
It's all confidence, bro. Like at the end of the day, the worst thing that they can say is for you, oh, you're not like we don't want you here. You gotta go. Like you just gotta come in, mate. You just gotta come in with a positive attitude and like don't come in too hot. Although I've done that on many occasions. Don't
Oh,
come
I've
in
seen.
because obviously it's like if you come in a bit more subtle, mate, they'll realize that you're a little bit more tolerable than coming in hot, especially when you don't know the host. I feel like it's all about it's just confidence, man. Like I said, the worst thing that they can say is for you to leave. Like,
That's good advice, I reckon. Not coming in too hot. I've seen you do that a few times. You're definitely trial and error at that.
yeah.
Would you say good advice to someone who was thinking about doing such an act once the coronavirus restrictions are lifted? Would you say a good piece of advice would be to check the beer fridge at a
I would say
specific point
definitely don't
for
do that.
beer
I would
beverages?
say don't do that. That's a no go zone, chief. To be
Do you
honest.
have any? Do you have any prior experience?
I have not racked the beer fridge. I've definitely not done that. I know for a fact that's not
Do you,
something that I've
would
ever
you be
done.
willing? Would you be willing to swear on your brother's life that you have never wrecked
I
it?
swear I haven't done it.
Okay, that's interesting. It's good to hear your thoughts on that. I think that's something that's reasonably topical because end of the day, there's more parties going on these days, and you can't find yourself invited to a lot of them. And you, as we know, are firsthand one of the experts that are managing to weasel into a situation that you wouldn't normally be in. That's a good self handbook, Matt.
Yeah, I could agree with you there. It's not a bad option, but
What would what's another area of expertise do you think we both could touch on to give help to anyone out there listening at any stage?
I've no idea, bro. I genuinely can't think. I'm just trying to think. I don't know. One thing I will ask is why the hell do you have a $50 note in the side of your glasses? You actually look
Uh,
like Idiosa.
I just wanted to remind you, Matt, of who is the moneymaker in this relationship and who you need to respect and
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever
downright
heard.
hold to. You need to hold yourself to account.
That's ridiculous.
This is a
You look.
reminder of the greatness. This is a reminder of the greatness you can attain with my work ethic.
You shut your ass. That's some big load of shit I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god. Look at you fucking
Yeah.
bobblehead. Yeah, I don't know. Oh well, here's one for you. Um, let me think. What is the reason that you were so piss poor on the alcohol at drinking and end up what? Yeah, why are you piss poor at drinking and end up going home all the time early? What's the basis of that? Why
Well,
did that start happening?
it's not self-help, is it? That's more a what would you call that? Put me on the spot in this one. You try to be like my therapist, Matt.
No, I just think it's funny that it's a question that I want to know.
I would be the first to say that my drinking or my intensity of drinking's definitely dropped in the past 12 months, maybe 24. Gradually. I would put that down to probably the settings and different contexts. There's a lot going on when you're drinking and where you're drinking, and I think it's real easy to get carried away. And I think my drinking's fine, mate. I honestly have, always will. I don't know what you're picking at. I probably don't drink as much, but I think that's what you're
more
thinking.
like the why you were ringing your parents and shit when you're on the bus to get picked up. That's fucking cracker. That's outrageous.
I think you've done a lot worse on the piss, Matt. Fucking frankly, it wasn't even that bad. That was just me not having enough and getting a free ride back fucking home a few moons ago. I was just sick of it, and I was like, fuck this, I want to go sleep. And I did. And mind you, that it's important to know the context in that scenario. I was halfway through basic training, got given 3 days off.
Your Wellington count.
Huh? No, this is what you're talking about. And we were drinking, and I'd done my yardie and stuff, and then I was just real tired because I just had a fucking busy ass 2 months. And I literally just got given 3 days off. And I was just tired as fuck, and I was just like, nah, fuck, I'm done. I don't want to run myself into the ground just yet. And you can vouch for that because you came up for oh, you're lagging, Matt. You really are. I hope this connection really improves.
Yeah, it's been bad for a few days down here. Like, I'm not even on the internet, like other than on here.
Your internet's actually
horrible.
shocking. It's going to cut out a bit. Hopefully it's not too bad in the final product, but
yeah, it probably will be. So I wasn't even able to play. The fucking... It should be right though. Hopefully it's okay.
Well, seeing as you put me on the spot just here, Matt, I'd like to put you on the spot. Can you please inform and tell me and give me a self-help guide for saving and repaying, saving money and repaying debt? Give me 5 good points for that, please.
For what?
You know, money's tight these times. So
I would really
give
say for a couple of years, right? I've been at uni. What do you mean? That's retarded.
I'm just saying. I'm asking you to give people 5, valid points and tips on how to save and also repay debt. Yeah, you're cutting out again, probably at the perfect time to give yourself a bit of time to think about this question. Yeah, this internet connection is shocking.
I guess.
No, you're cutting out like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's gonna work.
There we go, back. Stop playing the bloody PlayStation. That's probably what's wasting the
I'm not.
All right, you're back now.
Am I? Is it back? Holy, this is bad connection. Jesus Christ. Just cutting out on your end a little bit as well, but it's alright. It's too. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I guess just living within means and understanding how you're gonna do it. Other than that, there's not really much you can say. I definitely am not the person to ask you about this shit because it's not my forte.
And how many people do you think you owe money in this current time?
I'm not answering that question.
You gotta plead the fifth.
Played the fifth. I'm not answering that question.
Fuck. Okay, I've had my fun with you for that. Putting you on the spot. Jesus, what else is good? What else is good in the neighborhood?
Not a lot, bro. Nothing really. Just
You heard many sirens
name.
around your place?
Do I have any what?
Have you heard any sirens around your place?
Oh, there's a few sirens all the time in Nelson, but nothing too crazy, bro. It's been pretty quiet around here. Everyone's kind of like seems to be that everyone's following the rules down here, so as they should be. It's like an older place, so everyone's kind of just locked in and staying within their bubbles and shit.
Sounds reasonable. And you're staying in your bubble, yes, mate?
Oh, 100%, mate. I've only left the house once, and that was yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I went to the
Good man.
supermarket to help mum do some shopping, but I stayed in the car and waited for her to do it, and then
Fuck,
helped.
you're a lazy bastard. Not
No,
even
because you're
helping.
only that one person in from your bubble, apparently.
Okay. That's all good then. Fucking glad to hear Nelson's all good because Auckland is okay, I think. I haven't really seen much of it. Be sitting at home in my bubble.
Have you worked at all?
Yeah, I work twice every 12 days, 48-hour shift, do nothing. But I'm on the payroll. That's all that matters. And that is.
I'm gonna try to get on the payroll this week, probably.
Yeah,
See what's
I
around.
don't know. See what's around. Heard that one before. Hopefully it works out for you, though, Matt.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's time to get into our segment that I thought of in about 2 minutes on the toilet a couple of days ago. I thought we need a segment to really hammer home a spot on the show. And this may work, this may be shocking, but this segment, I've discussed it with you, Matt, beer for thought. I think it's an interactive way to consume alcohol and share points to do with a particular issue that you may or may not know anything about, and it'll bring the best out of both of us. So beer for thought, essentially, you have a couple of beers. Both of us have a couple of beers each. Show your beers, okay, Matt?
I have 2 tigers for today. That's cool.
Max Pale Ale, American. And both have a couple of beers. And the way it goes is one of us will open a beer and the other person will ask a question or raise a topic of discussion. And in the time it takes for that person to consume their beer, they can take any time between. Don't start now, you fucking idiot. For fuck's sake. You bloody in the time it takes that person to have their beer. So I mean, you can't be a fucking retard and just take 10 minutes, or maybe you can. That's all to do with what are you doing? You're not meant to start. You're ruining it.
Tastes good, that's why.
Oh, for fuck. Yeah, so you take as much time as you want in general to do with whatever, but and that person has that amount of time, and it's just I don't know, fun way to reach some agenda items. So Matt, seeing as you opened a beer, I'd like to give you your first topic. Sorry, actually no. Seeing as you opened a beer, how about you give me a topic?
No,
And,
I'm drinking. I don't know.
Well, you decided to open a beer, you fucking retard. So, yeah, shoot a topic at me and enjoy your beer or not. Or a question.
Fuck, I haven't even thought about this. Fuck. What do I say? What do I ask him? Okay, here's one. If you had to choose 10 people to travel with, and it could be anybody, give me reasons why for each of them.
10.
Who and
For
why?
10.
10 people you could go on a trip with, for reasons who and why.
10.
10 people.
Okay. All right. Well, shit. 10. That's a lot. Normally, I would have probably been asked. You'd get asked like if you want 3 or 5, but 10. Fuck. Well, I'll start off with. Are you drinking your beer, Matt? You're not really sticking to the concept of this. Ah, fuck. 10. We'll go you. Naturally, we'll need you around for some bloody adventures. That's sort of self-explanatory. Fuck, 10, man. 10 of reasons. Oh, it's just like, okay. Well, I guess we'll just have to go rattle off the first 10 names that come to my head from the lads. So you've probably got you, Grayson, Moss, Daytona, Sammy the Black. It's 5. Fucking 6, Dave, 7, Pepe, 8. Jeez. Fuck. Why have you be 10? Such a dumb fucking number. I gotta think. Oh, Richardson, I guess, would fit 8. Fucking. I don't care. 8. It's fine. If I miss someone, I miss someone. They can bloody hop on as well, and all of them, because that's what we're always intended to do: travel together and go fucking screening it internationally eventually. But it seems to be held up at the moment. Well, you finished your beer.
No.
For fuck's sake, this concept's not going to work. The idea is. The
You
idea
didn't give
was.
reasons.
This is probably the origin. This will be the only episode where we actually air this segment, because it doesn't seem to work and Matthew doesn't seem to get the concept.
Yeah, but you didn't answer the question, you fucking idiot. So
I did, but it was
you didn't
pretty.
give reasons each person. You just said why. You
Ten's a
give
bit
reasons.
excessive, Matt. They all.
10 people.
I'm pretty
easy.
sure. I'm pretty sure they rattled off a reason for every them. They'd all sound the same, because they're a good person to hang out with, and we've always intended to travel and do something reasonable like that together.
That's fair then. I'll give you that. Okay.
All right. You're struggling there.
No, not at all.
All right. I'll tell you what. We'll just do one round because you've struggled with the concept. I'll do my one for you now.
Okay.
And I'll show you how it's meant to be played.
Right.
Not out. Okay, Matthew. discuss in brief your ideal date that you'd go on Tinder after this isolation.
Okay, here we go. So I guess this is actually a good question. I have to think about this for a couple of seconds. So ideal Tinder date after isolation. Well, I'd say it's beginning to come into winter-ish, or I guess you could say. So like the beach is probably not like going to the beach is probably a little bit off the cards unless it's a nice day. So it wouldn't be there. To be honest, but I think going out for a dinner somewhere would be probably the go. Dinner and then a movie or something. Just something, yeah. I guess that would be it. Like a dinner and a movie, and then who knows? Just go from there, I guess, and see what happened on the night. Like go to like a nice restaurant, have a nice dinner. Appreciate the company that was with the person that I was with, because obviously, like this isolation's been everyone's kind of been away from each other, so like people haven't been interacting, and it's all been online. So I guess going somewhere with somebody would be quite I feel like it'd be quite beneficial in terms of like being productive about the time. Yeah, I'd say maybe a movie, or I don't know, maybe a couple of drinks at a bar, see some live music or something like that. I think that would be the ideal trend, in all honesty.
Finish. It's actually a nice laid out plan you got there, Matt. I'm sure any female, whether their name starts with L and ends with A or not, would appreciate such force and
Thanks, mate.
care into that.
Yeah. No, I feel like it would be a fun time. How about if
Okay.
I was going to ask you that question, what would you say? I'll revert. Yeah. This isn't just for listening for the segment.
Can't.
But...
You can't. The segment's over.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general. Like I'm saying, forget like if that question was asked to you, what would yours be? Creates conversation. So I'd answer the question if I were you.
Probably really standard. Go get a flat white or whatever, a coffee, and have a yarn. It works 50% of the time.
Is it on your track record? Is it last 50% win? Is it?
If I had to give you a rough stat, probably 50%.
You're pushing it. Jesus. That's fair enough.
It's cheap. It's easy, and doesn't take a lot of effort. But yeah, no, fuck. I guess we'll maybe have to. I think we'll have to work at that segment with your attention span.
Can relate. Well, I'll actually think of some questions for next time so that we can do it properly, because I kind of didn't really think of anything. I just did that one on the spot. But
yeah, try not to ask me a very name 10 people.
Yeah, I didn't have prepared, kids. So I was just going with whatever I thought was in my head at the time.
Name 50 people you'd like to go to a party with.
Who knows? You might get that one next time. We'll see.
Harold the giraffe, buddy.
Yeah, Harold the giraffe, boy. What a fucking liar that is. Don't do drugs, though. That's a lie. The people that always do them are always the most cooked people ever. It's such a meme. Remember going to those at school, and they were like, there's always some cooked ass person who fucking look like they've just been the
strange. Yeah, it's a sure. I don't think it really.
A bit off, It's a bit fucking off.
I think teaching like 5-year-olds about drugs and alcohol isn't
it's a bit of
the
a
best strategy.
Really, isn't it?
But then you got to ask yourself the question: when is the best age to introduce?
Probably like 14, 13.
Yeah, 14. But then at that age, you still learn about it, and like people it's just kind of like, I don't know. People don't take it seriously. I don't think it's
It's no point teaching people at 15, 16 because they already started it by then.
some people. I mean, I think, yeah, I think you just gotta really, if you're gonna do it, probably,
Learn about it yourself, eh? But
I guess. But no, fuck Elder Drive. He was always a bit of a pest in that truck.
yeah, the lady we had, she was always fuck, eh?
It's always a strange, like,
They always have real
person.
weird personalities on the job too, eh?
Yeah,
Kind of like
like,
Bunny, bro, where you have the fucking person like it's their
like
first day in the fucking office,
you
mate. Like just
definitely, you definitely got the vibe. You're on the fucking manas, for sure.
like it's their first day on the planet or something. They're always just so fucking happy for some reason. It's
Yeah,
bloody weird. Happy to be around fucking children. It's not on. It's fucking just genuinely not on.
you
But
should seriously consider taking up a job in that field. I reckon that.
now you're right. It's definitely not, bro. It's definitely not.
You
What
reckon
fuck?
you'd pass?
No way. You be tripping, homie.
Mate, something to consider though in these trying times where
Yeah, I wouldn't
unemployment.
mind, but I wouldn't. I genuinely wouldn't mind working in the education system, in the education fucking system. To be fair, you get fucking good pay, bro, and like mean leave.
What would you educate people about?
I don't know, bro. Like I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd want to be a teacher, but who knows?
That's
Maybe like
generally what education is.
yeah, but you can still work in that sector and do other stuff at school. Like I don't know, you do admin or fucking sport.
So you want to be a bloody, you want
Yeah,
to
but
sit at a desk and type and
sport
shit.
coordination, something like that. That could be a go. Bro, you get 16 weeks off a year paid, bro. That's me.
I'm pretty sure you don't get it paid.
I'm pretty sure you get paid for the whole year, bro. I'm sure you do.
I think you get paid for some of that 16 weeks, but I don't think you get paid for all of
Sure I don't know. We'll have to ask some of our mates who are teachers. We'll find out.
it. Oh yeah, I guess we will.
Yeah,
Imagine we've got
yeah.
a few.
Because I might
People
look at
in
some
it.
jobs like that maybe when I move. When I move, eh?
Maybe that should be a segment. Find Maddie a job. I'm gonna look into that for
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
podcast.
Put it on. We'll figure it out, Jay.
We'll
Get
put
some
out a PSA.
ridiculous ones from somebody like Remy though, who'll say something fucking stupid again. So, fucking idiot, bro. He's such a nonce. God damn.
If you had one word to say to Remy, if you had one sentence to say to Remy right now, what would it be?
Sort your fucking life out, mate. That's what I'd tell him, mate. Sort it out, mate. Fucking hell.
Yeah, get your priorities in order, champ. Reach
Yeah,
out to us if you
mate,
need to be
I'd
helped.
be below champ, mate. I'd be like we sorted out bruiser or something, eh? Just to go get him all fucking angry. Be like you're riding hot rod or something, eh? Fucking settle down, mate.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good, mate. I'll tell you
Uh,
what, we're at 34 minutes now.
Wrap it up here then, I reckon.
Time to sign
Time to
off.
sign it off. Subscribe and leave a comment.
No, subscribe if you want to. We don't really care. It'd be nice if you did, but
Leave a
I've
comment
come to
if you want to.
realize that
Um,
32 subscribers
could give
is
us some ideas for more content related things that we could talk about on the podcast. That could also be done. That could be beneficial, maybe.
I feel
But
as if it comes down on us more. I think we're
it'll
going
be
to go away and
it
have
is
things.
always good to get other people's opinions. So
Yeah,
might
we'll put out a
inspire,
few
it
opinions.
might give us an idea of something we can talk about. So righto, I'm signing off. So I'll fucking talk to you later.
No,
Yeah.
no, I just want to make sure. Remember, we have an Instagram. We're trying to make that our main source of operations if possible. Too scooned, be in the bio. If anything, don't subscribe, but follow that because we want to make that bigger than what it is.
No, subscribe. We want them to subscribe and follow the Instagram. You
Well,
idiot.
I can do it if you want, but
Do both.
also we're thinking of transitioning from YouTube to Facebook as a way just to get more sort of it's easier for everyone to access and it just pops up there. So We may be making a Facebook page or something like that, so have a look for that. But for now, we'll probably be recording on Friday.
Yeah, wait, what day is it today? Tuesday. Yeah, Friday. Friday afternoon.
Yeah,
That'll be
so we'll record
that'll be a fun one, I
on
think.
Friday.
Friday will
We'll
be a good.
release that and we'll move on from there. So stay safe in your bubbles and brush your
Much
teeth.
love.
Catch you later.
Let's go, everybody. Let's go.